But they considered a lot of factors and decided that no, I should rather have the whole breast removed.
Wow.
Yeah.
October is here again, and it's Global Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Today, our discussion is going to be with a lady who is a survivor of breast cancer for 5 years. She is also the founder of Flames of Hope. It's an NGO that supports or does advocacy for patients living with breast cancer. You know, this channel brings you educative content that hope to make your life better. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would like you to hit on the subscription button, press on the bell for notification so that you get updated on my new videos. If you missed the discussion with the resident oncologist, I will share the link in the description, so you go click on it and watch that video. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere, I'll be right back.
Medcare Hub.
Welcome back, and we go straight to my guests. She is Mrs. Gina Kumaga. Thank you very much. You are a survivor of breast cancer for 5 years. Want to know at what age was the disease diagnosed? Or let's say, what is your age now?
I'm 25, and the symptom, which was a lump, was detected in 2017. But it was in 2018 that I was diagnosed clinically.
Okay, so you have gone through treatment since 2019. 2018.
And I ended in 2019.
Oh, okay. That's nice. I want to know, are you married?
Yes, I'm married.
Wow. With kids?
Yes, please.
How many?
6.
Wow, 6. That's
4 biological, 2 are my foster children.
Oh, okay. So we want to know, it's not everybody that comes out as a survivor to really declare their status. So I would like to just congratulate you in the first place for being bold and coming out as a survivor to encourage many women.
Thank you.
So we want to know that when the disease was diagnosed, what was your reaction?
I would say I was sad, I was confused, I was scared. You can just imagine it, like it was mixed emotions. I was angry. I mean, there was nothing exciting about the news that day, and I kept to myself for a while. I had to process the news and then try to encourage myself before I break it to my family. So I didn't immediately inform my family, especially my husband. It took like a day before I finally broke the news. By then I had encouraged myself that whatever it takes, I was going to win this battle.
Wow, that is winning the battle at all costs. That was the mindset that kept you going. All right. So with the treatment, how was the treatment like going through treatment? Can you tell us what stages of treatment you went through?
Okay, so I had 2 different surgeries.
Okay.
The first one was a lumpectomy, where the breast was conserved. Before later on became necessary for me to take the whole breast off. And that particular surgery has been one of the most painful surgery I've ever had. Because already the lump, my symptom was the lump, and it was a painful lump.
Okay.
So the whole place was already paining me before I had to go for surgery, and the breast was conserved with stitches and all that. So it was quite a very painful moment for me. It denied me of a lot of things. I had a baby then, 2 years. I couldn't carry the baby when he's crying or he wants a hug from mommy. It was very challenging. I mean, my whole body was challenged after that surgery, and immediately after that surgery I went for chemotherapy.
Okay.
And chemotherapy is a different thing altogether. I mean, from everyone and how they respond or the effect the chemo has on them, but mine was quite devastating. It really broke me down. But then I didn't give up.
Okay.
I know those close to me would say, at a point someone is saying, no, I mean, when you don't go for this chemo, you seem better. But once you go for it, you are all sick. So why won't you just give up? But I had resolved from the beginning that I was not going to quit, no matter how difficult the challenge may be along the way. So I persevered, got done with the chemo, and I was supposed to go ahead and have my radiation or radiotherapy, but that didn't happen because in the course of the chemotherapy, I was having a bloody discharge from the conceived breast, and the doctors were hopeful that the chemo should be able to take care of that. It did to a certain extent, but they considered a lot of factors and decided that no, I should rather have the whole breast removed.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
And how did you take it?
Well, having the whole breast removed honestly did not really bother me.
Okay.
I mean, with respect to other women who, really, it's really a concern for, because in my case, I was already married, I've had kids, I already have like 4 children, so that wasn't a concern as to if I cut my breast, will I get any man to marry me, or will I be able to breastfeed? Okay, that is how others who are here to get through the phase I have been, I'm worried about more. So for me, that wasn't really of a concern, but my concern then was if the disease was still in the breast. Because as of that time, I had learned, that if the cancer is still in the breast, it's still curable. Okay, but once it moves beyond the breast, it becomes more difficult to cure or not. They can't just cure it altogether. So my concern
so your concern before the surgery was whether the surgery would help or would just take away all the cancer, or whether some had gone beyond.
Okay. So I wanted to find out if it's just in the breast or it has gone beyond it. If it has gone beyond it, then it means taking the breast off wouldn't serve any purpose, especially towards cure. So I needed to understand that, and the doctors were, very patient. They took me through, the process, made me understand that, of course, I was to do a CT scan. So the CT scan indicated there was no spread to any other part of my body. So that gave me hope. Okay, so moving on, that surgery, the removal of the whole breast, was supposed to be my 8th major surgery in 7 years.
8 surgeries in 7 years. That had been a difficult journey.
Very difficult journey, and I was still in pain from the previous surgery. I wasn't healed psychologically from the previous surgery. So it was a very difficult moment for me going back to theater, especially my family members. Everybody was like, no, this is too much for one person. Okay. And I can say, to the glory of God, I can say I'm a spiritual person, a religious person. That actually helped me along the way. I was a bit broken. I can say that it was around that time that my faith was really challenged, because all this while, and up until the mastectomy, I had tried to be spiritually strong in a way for myself and for those around me. Okay, psychologically, I was the one trying to encourage others. But believe you me, there were many days that sweetheart, maybe somebody would call, Gina, how are you doing? And I would encourage them, so I'm good, I'm doing okay. I'll hang up, go into my corner and cry. Because there were people that had started the journey with that were dying. So that reality sometimes hits hard. Okay, so I was convinced that it hadn't gone beyond the breast, so that gave me a little hope. I went for the mastectomy, and it took the grace of God, because my BP was that was fear. I was really scared. And I prayed. I had people who interceded, along with me, and I managed to get this divine peace. And that calmed me down. So I was sitting on my bed, as if I came to visit somebody. They're chatting, laughing.
After the surgery?
No, before the surgery.
Okay.
And after the surgery, it came out that it was just residue of the previous cancer. So it wasn't like a new cancer that had developed in the course of the chemotherapy.
So did you finish with the chemotherapy?
Yes, I did finish with chemotherapy.
And there was still residue of...
There was still residue.
So that means the surgery really helped?
The surgery helped to a large extent.
If you hadn't done the surgery, the residue would still
it would have grown later on into something else. So after the mastectomy, I went on to do radiotherapy. And then after the radiotherapy, I'm now on hormonal therapy. For 5 years, so it seems like it never ends. But I'm looking forward to the next 2 years. I've done 3 years out of the 5 years. So hopefully, when I'm done, I wouldn't be asked to do another 5 years, because sometimes the individuals are asked to do 5 more years. So yeah, in general, it was a very challenging journey. Because of time, we may not be able to talk into the details, but it was very challenging. But once you are focused that you are going to do everything within your human means to complete and then survive, and then something should always motivate you. That's what I tell others on the journey. For me, I was motivated that I will be here to help others, to help others who have been diagnosed after me. That have been my motivation, because when I was going through treatment, especially when I had to start the chemotherapy, I was so scared that, because I had heard a lot of things that chemotherapy will rather kill you, your hair will never grow back, it will make you. So
did you lose your hair?
I lost my hair.
So is it every person going through chemo that loses the hair?
So far, it's only one person that I know that said she didn't lose her hair. But I always say that if you see her hair, there was nothing to really lose. There's no hair really. But almost everybody loses their hair.
So before you continue, you spoke about your faith, your religious background that helped you to cope. There are people that believe that they could be healed without coming for medical treatment. Did you ever have to battle with that thing in mind, or did you ever have to think that your faith in God could heal you instead of coming for medical treatment? Thank
you for the question, Lucy. So when I detected the lump, I didn't go to the hospital immediately. Of course, because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know that an unusual lump in my breast could mean my life. So I had just weaned my son. So I took it to be one of those weaning issues. So I didn't really give it much medical thought that it could be something beyond normal. And then during those first 3 months before I reported to the hospital, I was praying. Because I realized the pain was persisting and the lump was growing bigger. And then I prayed. I would pray and then hope that whatever it was just clear. But it kept growing bigger, and it got to a point where people had started having revelations about me. Somebody would call and it's like, Gina, I've seen a dark cloud hovering over you. Somebody said, Gina, pray over premature death. So all those things came to play. I realized that then this thing happening to me could be something very serious. Even one woman was very specific that, Gina, I've seen somebody thrown something into you, it's causing you pain, that kind of thing. And she concluded that I will never be able, per the plan of the enemy, I will never be able to know what it is till it kills me. So, realizing that the thing was becoming bigger, the pain was persisting, I ran to the hospital. And I told God that whatever it was, He should let me know. I'm not afraid. Whatever it is, I believe that He is able to deliver me from it. But the fact that somebody had said it was a spiritual attack and I wouldn't be able to know what it is till it kills me, that actually pushed me to push further. Even when the first doctor that I consulted did not see anything, I wasn't comfortable. He gave me some antibiotics to take. I took it almost like a week and I was not seeing any improvement. So I sought a second opinion. When I got, I told the doctor that, no, doc, I'm suspecting there is something serious happening to me, because 3 months now, there's this pain, I've taken antibiotic. He asked of my age, I said I was 30 years. So 30 years, painful lump. it's not what he's thinking. It can be cancer. So he changed the strength of the antibiotic for me. But I wasn't comfortable again, so I sought a third opinion. He also did his examination. So, Gina, it might not really be anything, but you know what? I'm a gynecologist, but I don't do breast. So he asked that I see somebody who is like a breast specialist. So I went on to see one surgeon at Ridge Hospital, Dr. Chumesi, and believe you me, Elsie, he actually requested for a complimentary ultrasound and mammogram. Mammogram came, there was nothing to be concerned about, but the ultrasound picked some signs of cancer. So I had to do a biopsy. Yeah. So I was so convinced that the biopsy will also come out and it is nothing, and it did come out negative. It wasn't cancerous. Yeah.
So from the beginning, the lump wasn't cancerous.
Yeah. Though it was just the last ultrasound scan that I did that picked some signs. So it was Barrett 4, meaning it was highly suspicious of cancer. But then the doctor said he could not use that to conclude that it is cancer. So I needed to do the biopsy so that he knows, well, if it's cancer, what kind of cancer and all that. So I did that biopsy and it was not cancer. But then he said he still had to take the lump out. So we arranged for like a week for me to come. 3 days after I left, he called me to come back for another biopsy, and that he wasn't comfortable with the report. He himself wanted a second opinion. That now it isn't me that wanted a second opinion. The doctors, I said, Doc, that biopsy was that painful and you want to repeat it again and whatever. He explained to me that it was in my best interest. He could have just gone ahead to take the lump out, but then he said I was too young for him to just let me go based on that part, because he's just not comfortable. He doesn't understand why, which is usually unusual for a doctor to be so concerned about you and then calling you back. And so I believe it was the same goal that was in my case. So I repeated the biopsy, and long story cut short, it was cancer.
So meaning that your faith in God and the prayers you had done before you went to the hospital guided the professionals in the way they had to go for the final diagnosis to be. Wow.
So that even though somebody had said it was spiritual and all that they said, I wouldn't know. There were signs of that, and I could have just sat back and said, so it is cancer. So it is cancer, so I'll deal with it spiritually. I believe that once the thing has manifested physically, it should be dealt with physically, whilst we tackle those we cannot see spiritually. So that was my resolution. So, I was praying. I know that my prayers also helped me through. Gave you the strength through the journey.
Okay, so let's come back to the treatment. You've had your biopsy, you're done with chemo, and you did the mastectomy. So did they take one or both breasts?
They took one breast. I actually requested that they take the two because going and coming, no. But then the doctors told me they just don't go about taking breast off like that. So unless there is a strong reason for them to take it, or they wouldn't. So because I couldn't give them any strong reason, they took only the affected one. So I have one breast, and I'm glad they didn't take it.
They didn't take the other one. Oh, that's nice. So after the surgery, you had radiation after surgery.
Yes, please.
Then after radiation, you were on the hormonal therapy.
Yes, please.
It must have been a long time, or the treatments have taken a longer time.
Okay, so the whole journey started January 2018. That was when I was running around here and there. And then I had the first surgery July 2018. I was referred to Kolebo that same month, but I was able to get the oncologist only in September 2018. So that was when my chemo started.
In 2018,
and it ended January. So January, I was supposed to, after January the chemo, I was supposed to just continue with the radiation, but then because I had to go back to the theater, so it's like I went back to the theater in April 2019. And then after that, I don't know when exactly, but I completed the radiation August 2019. I can't remember when I started.
So that's like a complete year.
Yeah, a complete year. It was like a complete
And you have been on the hormonal therapy for 3 years.
Yeah, since 2019.
Okay. What has been your greatest challenge during the time of the treatment?
My greatest challenge had been the weakness. I mean, the fears I had to harbor all the time. You know, I was weak, so I wasn't functioning very well as a mother, as a wife, and all that. And I know, you know, when you are going through such treatment or something like cancer, those people who depend on you at a point will be the people that you'd rather have to depend on. Like my children, they depend on me. But it got to a stage, my first girl was just 9 years, but she had to take up most of the responsibility, like waking up at dawn to prepare breakfast and lunch for herself and the other siblings. It was something she willingly said she would. Say, "Mommy, I can see you are struggling. I will help," you know. And it meant a lot to me. And then, of course, the financial aspect of the whole thing. I mean, it will just stress. I mean, cancer stresses every aspect of your life. Psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, financially. Just mention it. You know, it stresses every aspect of your life. And mine hasn't been any different. You know.
Okay. When going through a difficult situation, you definitely need support. You just said that you had support from your family. Did you get support from society?
Not really. Perhaps because I didn't send my problems to the society. Because even my church, I didn't inform my pastor until I had to do the mastectomy. It was then that I was really scared.
You needed someone to pray with you.
To pray, like more prayers, and you know, and my mom also didn't know all this well until I had to do the mastectomy. She knew I had been coming to Kolebu, but I deceived her that they are just. What did I say? I said they are giving me some injection to clear my system because I've had some other surgery. So they said they've turned into toxic in my body, so they are detoxifying the body. That was what I told. She didn't believe me, but I think she just kept to what I said. Society, before I even had cancer, there were times that I could just cut my hair down. Okay. So when my hair went down, people didn't read much meaning to it. I remember it was only once that somebody remarked that, "Oh, madam, I see this time the Davi has gone down too much," you know. And because in my case the chemo added weight, like I gained weight. I gained weight during that time, so I didn't look sick. So people really didn't know that I was going through any challenge. It was until I came out publicly that I battled this. That I mean, people were like, "Oh, really? Are you sure?" You know, that kind of thing.
Mrs. Gina, your journey has been an interesting one, and it's filled with a lot of instances that people can learn from. I want us to talk about the humanitarian aspects of your work. You are an executive member of the Breast Society of Ghana. In just about a minute, tell us what you do as a society.
Okay, so the society aims to be the mother body for all organizations or bodies that are into breast cancer care, or breast care. And it's made up of all the specialists within the breast care, including survivors. So this time around, we've opened our doors to other individuals who aren't so much of or having medical backgrounds, but then are interested in supporting the fight. So we do everything, including advocacy, research, and screening nationwide, giving talks here and there. So basically, anything that will contribute to our survival, that's what we do.
And you also have a foundation, Flames of Hope. Wow. So what do you do?
So Flames of Hope is a tribute to friends that I lost along the way.
Okay.
We actually planned this, that when we are out of treatment, we do something together to help others, and I lost them. So it inspired me to do it. It's just so we'll be able to help others. So I mean, we do a lot, but what is our main vision now is to be able to get the breast pad or prosthesis, artificial breast, available at every facility that they do mastectomy, so that any woman that goes into the theater and comes back, there will be something there waiting for the woman, so she wouldn't have to worry about how
the self-image after the surgery.
Yeah. So that is our vision, and before this year will end, we would be able to give out as many as 1,000 of such pads.
Wow, that's very inspiring. Okay, so finally, in the month of October, what do you have to tell our viewers? We are still in the month of October, and there's free screening available everywhere. What are your last words to the public and also to victims of breast cancer?
Okay, so I know most people wouldn't even want to go for the screening in the first place, although it is free, because they say if you don't know, you don't know. But once you go there, it is then that they will say there is something wrong with you. But I would say that it is safer to go for the screening. If something is detected in time, then it means your life can be saved. And then don't be afraid. I know how it is like. I mean, nobody wants to go through what the lives of us have gone through. But I mean, if it happens, you shouldn't be afraid. And this should be of concern to everybody. Fight against breast cancer should be of concern to everybody, because we are all at risk, irrespective of your gender, because now men are also getting it. If you are a female, irrespective of your age. Because the day I had my breast removed, there was a 17-year-old girl, teenager in secondary school, who also underwent the same kind of surgery. So it means that we are all just at risk. So the safest way is to adhere to the self-breast screening. Okay, it is only then that you will be able to know that there is something unusual going on. Let's all come on board. If you know somebody that is going through this journey, support in any way that you can. Thank you.
Thank you, Gina. It's a pleasure having you on my channel.
Thanks for having me, dear.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the video. I want you to give it a thumbs up, share with friends. The whole world needs to know about this thing. It may save a life. Everybody needs to get on board. She said that the fight against breast cancer is a collective thing. All hands on deck. We all have to be involved and spread the word. Don't be afraid. Get your breast screened and learn how to do a self-breast examination. Thank you. Bye-bye.